Hi, I'm Andrea Goeglein, and thank you for coming back to week 2 of the Unicorn Challenge Jumpstart. You probably have your little download. I print mine out for a host of reasons. You should know that this week, again, we're going to do things slightly different. Whereas the first time I ran this challenge to benefit my friends at Teach for America, Nevada, I actually had those that participated on camera. This time, I'm going to make it really easy for you. You just get the tips that we do each week, and I'll interject some of the learnings and some of the information that I know goes behind the tips. So we did the first 7 last week. That was everything from your dump list to prioritizing to writing the list of people who really support you. Now we're going to be moving into week 2, and you have to start the week really honest with yourself. Do you do this every blipping day? Maybe at the beginning. It's like the original January 1st nonsense. But the truth is, the steps are the steps, the tips are the tips. It is about you actually holding in your brain. And it's one of those annoying little things that happen that once you make a commitment to something, you can never go back. So even though you may not get there every day to do the next tip, what's more important is that you keep it front of mind, that you know that you want to clean up your act, that you want that dump list to be organized in a way that you start achieving the things that really matter to you most. That's why doing the hard stuff first, one of the tips from the first 7, is so critical. So now let me take you through real quickly the next 7 tips. So tip 8 is stop rushing. That comes out of a book called The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. And it speaks to all of us who are that massive A type who think we have to get everything done, and then we don't quite have the satisfaction to it. What is important is to recognize that you will come back. Your history is you will start again, and that you have started and to be able to pick up wherever you are. But the way to do that is sometimes, like one of the other tips in this section is get outside and get moving, take a walk, notice things other than what's on your list. So stop rushing. Then tip 9. Oh, this is the one that, people just go crazy about because everyone in this make-believe success-oriented world of the United States in particular, they like to pretend that the rejections, I just marched through that rejection. Oh, dummy you. Let me tell you, make a list of your top 5 rejections. Those things that, sneak back that you can't quite cover up. And then tell yourself, what is it that you learned from each one of those? And if what you learned is not phrased in a way that it's actual learning versus berating, keep working on it. Because in one of the other ones, tips in this group, it's about working on your language, but we'll get there in a moment. So what you're really doing is being honest with yourself. And that's what so much of achievement is all about. It's you being able to be honest with yourself. Where am I? What do I want to achieve? And what do I have to do next in order to do that? Then, and I love the quote on this page, all misfortune is but a stepping stone to your fortune. Day 10, get your butt out of the house. It's exactly what I said. Along with the no rushing, sometimes no rushing means instead of doing the hardest thing first thing in the morning, according to your circadian rhythm, you actually go outside, you break your habit, you do something that's enjoyable first, but do it with a lot of movement associated. You could, make a TikTok video for all I care. Get moving, rev yourself up. Tip 11 is, do you know your why? I've alluded to that in just a moment ago. Many times we will have a goal. Sometimes we've put this goal on a piece of paper a very long time ago, and we are heck bent, especially when it has to do with economic goals or possession goals. And then all of a sudden, it takes a while to get these goals. It may be to live in a certain neighborhood, whatever it is. And it doesn't quite have the same satisfaction that you envisioned when you wrote the goal down or when you envisioned the goal initially. And the quickest way to explain that is that the goal is the same, but you are different. Let me say that again. The goal is the same, but you are different. And I would even say the goal is the same, but your soul is different. Every experience, just like in the rejection exercise, I'm asking you, what did you learn? Every learning adds to what actually satisfies you and what does not. So getting yourself out there, and then, like when you're walking, saying to yourself, why do I want that goal? Like, make sure it's really yours and not somebody else's, or not the goal of you 10 years ago and you just forgot to take it off the list because others around you kept those goals. Things like that. Know your why. Why do I want that goal? Tip 12 is, who are 5 people who pushed you forward? It could be a little bit the same as in the first week, where you're making a list of people who supported you. But sometimes these people could be like that crazy teacher who told you were never going to be anything. And it was your own self-motivation, your own self-examination that said, no, you really don't know who I am. Make a list of those kinds of people. And some of them will overlap, I will admit. But try and think. And what I'm asking you to do is stop thinking that there's only 1 or 2 people who have supported you in your life, because that is really not true. And tip 13 is, I alluded to at the beginning, watch your flipping language. And the example that I give you in this tip is one I really like. Someone starts talking to you and you start saying, I know, I know. The minute you say, I know, you have ended the conversation. It's a conversation killer. And you do that to yourself a lot. Be very careful of not only the language you use with yourself, but the language that you use when speaking with other people, because you're giving an indicator, 1, if you are really listening, 2, if you're open to the information, or if you've alienated yourself or them very quickly. Day 14 is make a list of people you have pushed forward. That's my love. I just got a text message. I have an impromptu group that came up over the course of a few years because of an awards that KNPR, my local public radio station, does. And all professional women at this gathering, 2 connected. They are organically working together for the joint information and pushing forward of the efforts that they're working on. That, for me, is what I live for. I really get off on seeing other people succeed. That's why I do the business that I do. But you, oddly enough, do that. You wouldn't be doing this kind of work with me. The one thing that I know is people self-select. I am not everybody's cup of tea. And that's okay. It's okay with me. And what you should know is that somewhere in your life, when you start telling the stories, there are people that really rang your heart because, in fact, you helped them move their goals forward. And then I want to end with that one. That's always a good way to end the week. And again, theoretically, you're supposed to be doing the 1-minute video, thinking about this, doing the exercise day after day. Then there's reality. Get the overall feel of the types of thoughts I would like you to see you spending your day. What do I want to achieve? Who does support me? Who have I supported? What have I learned from the rejections? Just, as you're wandering around doing your day-to-day life, you may not actually get it written down, but it's interesting just taking those 1-minute breaks and seeding your own thoughts helps you find information that you can use to move yourself forward. So I'm going to end there for now. I am Andrea Goeglein. Thank you for joining me today. If you care to join the group, it's just a donation to my friends at Teach for America. There are 3 or 4 more, I think it's 3 more sessions in this first quarter review. I'd love to have you join us because most of all, I'd love to have you donate to my friends at Teach for America, Nevada. I am Andrea Goeglein. Thank you for being with me today.